Aloha colleagues, and welcome to the Center for Learning and Teaching's 2-Minute Teaching Tips. Today, the tip that I want to share with you is maintaining rigor in remote learning. Rigor can be defined as deep thinking, the kind of thinking that extends the student's learning and helps them to begin looking at ways that they can take the learning and apply it to their lives. Often when we transition from face-to-face to remote teaching, there's a natural inclination to increase the workload that the students are engaged in. But overwhelming the students with increased work does not mean that we're increasing the rigor of our courses. We want to focus on quality, not quantity, in order to maintain rigor in our courses. Let me share with you how I have taken this concept of maintaining rigor as we have transitioned to remote learning. The key to maintaining rigor and high quality in our instruction is the verb that we use to frame our learning outcome. Let me share with you a list of verbs. Here's a list of verbs that this framework should look familiar to many of you. This is simply Bloom's taxonomy. Notice this sequence of verbs here in the categories in Bloom's taxonomy. We have verbs related to remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. But notice how I've taken those 6 categories and collapsed them really into 2 categories. We have foundational knowledge verbs and we have extended knowledge verbs. Foundational knowledge is absolutely essential for achieving the extended knowledge. Learners will not be able to accomplish a learning outcome that is related to an extended knowledge verb if they do not have the foundational knowledge. So we need to make sure that we're providing opportunities for the students to develop both types of knowledge. I've prepared reading guides for my students, and the reading guides are allowing me to assure that the foundational knowledge is being achieved. And then in our face-to-face Zoom sessions or the asynchronous sessions where the students are interacting with each other, I want to make sure that there are opportunities to engage in the extended knowledge verbs. Let me share with you the verbs for the class that I'm teaching today. In this segment of the course I'm teaching today, the students will analyze the strategies for teaching vocabulary in the classroom, and they will evaluate vocabulary teaching examples from textbooks. These 2 outcomes for our synchronous session today in the class that I'll be teaching helps me to maintain rigor. I don't need to be thinking about how long I'm going to stay online. I need to make sure that I'm structuring the learning so that the students will be able to analyze and evaluate. In using the verbs and carefully selecting them, I'm assuring that I'm maintaining rigor in my remote learning teaching. I hope that this tip is useful for you and that you can think about the verbs that you use in creating your learning outcomes so that you can maintain rigor in remote teaching. Thank you.